Hello, beautiful souls. Your soul assignment this month is to practice saying no to what is not in alignment for you. Here we are, April, full moon in Libra. We're in the middle of Aries season, and it's a very potent Aries season right now. We've got 6 planets in Aries, and we've got all planets direct until next month, until the beginning of May. So there's a lot of forward momentum. There's a lot of action oriented energy, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it's like the spark that starts us around the entire cycle. So it's like this time of birth, rebirth, new beginnings. You know, Aries can be very direct, very courageous, very much wants to jump into action, take action, and do this and that. So you may be noticing that something that has been brewing for you, now is the time to ride this wave. With all those planets in Aries and all planets going direct, we have this beautiful wave of energy really pushing us, surging us forward. And I mean, this is like a universal support for what our soul has been called to put into action. And of course, we're at the Libran full moon, and Libra, if we consider the qualities of Libra, has a lot to do with our partnerships, our relationships, a lot to do with balance and equilibrium and creating harmony. You know, they have a deep care and consideration for the other, which is a little bit different to Aries. You know, the shadow quality of Aries can be a little bit ego-based, a little bit competitive, a little bit, you know, my way or the highway kind of thing. So, you know, there can be this push or pull at the moment of you wanting to put something into action, but also trying to consider others or the consequence of your actions with others. You know, it may also be that you actually got the opportunity or perhaps need to collaborate with others in order to put your dreams into action. So, you know, there's something about our interrelationship with the other and what you're wanting to create at the moment. So, you know, this practicing saying no to what is actually not in alignment for you is really important this month, because not only will it support you to put your energy only into what's right for you, because that Aries energy, like I said, it's the spark. It just wants to go. It wants to, you know, if we've got all this forward momentum potential, we could be saying yes to too many things. And reality is, it's not sustainable. You are not going to fulfill your dreams if you are multitasking or juggling too much, because it really takes focused intention to create that thing that you want to go for. So it could be that you have to practice saying no just for your own self, so that you can say yes to what you want to put your heart into. It might also be that you need to say no to others. This whole thing that we've been unraveling, unwinding our old roles and expectations, and it might be really this month that is present for you to have to say no to others, so that you can focus on your needs, on your dreams. And so this moment is really a lot about your choices and being discerning and really getting clear. We talked a little bit last month about your values, to get clear on your values, but really getting clear on your priorities based on those values, based on what you're wanting to put into action, and then having the courage to say no to what actually isn't going to take you towards that goal. And then, as I said, it might actually be, I feel like there's a lot to do with our expression this month. You know, our choices, our expression, that's going to support you to create your dreams. Because part of it may be that you're going to have to be courageous, take that Aries energy of courage and, you know, just jumping in and taking action, about collaborating with others. Because, I mean, the reality is, to create anything, we need others' support. We can't do it all on our own. So whether it's an immediate, like a very distinct collaboration, or just a wider collaboration of putting yourself out there somewhere, don't be surprised if you are called to have to do that as well. So, you know, I guess in that way, maybe the saying no to what doesn't feel aligned is that old habit of playing small, or that way, that fear, you know, that like giving into the fear. Maybe that's what's actually about saying no to. Maybe what's needed right now is for you to jump into that beautiful spiritual warrior energy that Aries can embody, that really supports you to take action and stuff the fear, to actually just go for it. And I guess, if we consider like Aries is really that it's yang fire, so it's very energetic fire, and fire can be destructive or it can be really warming and cozy and create connection. That's around a campfire we gather and it creates heart connection. It is our heart in Chinese medicine, is the fire element. So we have these opportunities right now to actually go for it. Like I said, the energy is on our side with all these planets direct and 6 planets in Aries, right at this beginning point in Aries, surging us forward. It's really time. The energy is so calling you to take action, but just make sure it's aligned. Be discerning with your choices. Trust what feels right to you, and really you're going to be invited deeply to trust your intuition. This is the time to get out of the mind. The mind has been making too many decisions for us for too much of our lives, and it doesn't actually fully align with our soul. And this is what we're all stepping towards in 2027, is to really honor the body's wisdom, to get out of the way with this thing can cause us trouble. So it's where we monitor our choices based on how it will impact others or how it will impact us, instead of just really listening to that soul guidance, that universal calling. This is what needs to be honored right now. So trust that the universe is calling you towards something. Trust that this is what you're here for, and trust in yourself to really honor that body intuition, to really start trusting that intuitive part of you rather than the mind. So this has the potential too for like really big liberation energy. It's a time to actually be excited about what's going on in your life. This is this Aries kind of just going for it. Be excited. Don't worry about the fear. Trust, be excited, allow yourself to be liberated. So I've got a couple of acupoints to support you in this right now. This will help you get out of the mind, out of that worry, the anxiety that the mind can sometimes cause, and really to support things to flow again. So we're going to do a couple of acupoints on the wood element meridian. So we're working with the liver and the gallbladder. So I have all this beautiful wood energy around me right now, and it's a real inspiration when you look at these trees and you see that their job is to grow tall and straight and strong. That's all that they're here to do. And I guess it's that spark of Aries energy that actually sets that sprout in motion. Being that beginning, that dawn, that first sprout of life. A tree has to start from this, but it has its goal to grow and grow and grow. And we need that smooth flow of energy to grow. We can't get stuck in the mind and, try and make decisions that maybe, do we go this way or that way? It's not the way a tree works. Okay, the energy is about upward motion. And so we're going to do, first of all, a point on the liver meridian. So the liver, if we think about, is really our organ of detoxification. And I guess we can get stagnant. We can get stagnant if we get stuck in the mind. That worry, that overthinking can really get us stuck, and then we don't take action at all. So I'm just going to pop a little acupoint up here. Liver 1 is what we're going to work with first of all. And it's a really great point for just helping us step out of that fear. So it is, as you can see, it's on the big toe. So it's on the side of the edge of the toenail, on the big toe that's closest to the other toes. And basically it helps to calm the mind. Being at the opposite end of the mind, it actually takes the energy downwards. It takes us, grounds us, it helps life flow more easily. I'm just going to open up my book here and read to you a couple of other aspects about this point. So I invite you to just hold this point, to just hold with 2 fingers or your thumb, because they're a neutral energy when we've got 2 fingers together, or a thumb. And we're just going to hold lightly. You may even like to massage it a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a gentle, massage. But this point helps to connect to our essence, where one finds great esteem, sincerity, integrity, respect, and honor. All qualities that are essential to deepen and strengthen the commitment to surrender. And I guess it's surrender that we need when we are choosing to say yes to what we're being called to, and when we're choosing to say no to what doesn't feel in alignment. It takes an element of surrender. So this point also helps one to be in alignment with inner vision, the inner vision that flows from the creative force. So it's that beautiful soul calling that you're being guided towards right now. So basically, this alignment teaches the use of creative energy and empowers one to potentiate who one really is. From this state of being, we honor ourselves and others. From wisdom, one creates and shares that which benefits humanity, while remaining open to receive that which comes back in tenfold return. So it gives strength, courage, confidence to reveal our true identity, set goals towards manifestation of vision with full trust that the path will be clearly marked and success ensured. Amazing. It's so in line with what I was talking about. That balance of, well, if we like the wood energy and the fire energy of Aries, it's really important. I mean, obviously fire burns wood, and if the fire just burns that wood out, well, we can hit burnout. It can destroy everything. So we want to balance that wood energy as well as the fire energy, so that we've got that beautiful hearth, that connected fire, that connection to our heart and to each other is really honored in that state of putting your dreams into action. So the other point I want to work with is also on a wood element meridian, which is the gallbladder. So it's said that the liver's sort of about our planning and dreaming. The liver can do great lists of what we need to do to put things into action. But it's actually, I guess, our gallbladder that really supports our decision making and the courage to take that action. So and I guess from an actual physical level, the gallbladder really supports our digestion. It secretes the bile to break down our fats and things like that. So, if we are not digesting our thoughts properly, or our thoughts get in the way. So I guess if we've got this churning over and over and over and not being digested, then that's going to get in the way of what our actual true wisdom is. So we're going to work with these points. In kinesiology, we call them emotion stress release points. So they're really good when you have worry, anxiety, or just overthinking, overwhelm. So if you're in decision fatigue or overwhelm, or you don't know which way to go, which is sometimes what can happen in this Libra energy, so that might be heightened at this full moon, then you can simply hold these points here. And you'll see in my picture, basically they are directly up from the eyes and just in the center of the forehead there. So you can either hold like this with two hands. I find it quite comfortable just to hold with this hand. And I guess another aspect of these points here is that they're on our frontal lobes, our prefrontal cortex, and our survival part of our brain is back here. So when we're in survival, all the blood flows back here, and we don't actually reach the blood flow on these frontal parts. And we need the blood to flow here in order to make conscious decisions, so that we're not just in a state of reacting from old behaviors or old patterns or that state of survival. So by holding these points, it really supports us stepping out of that survival mode and perhaps just doing the old choices or old reactive patterns that we have, and actually creating new patterns, new, more thoughtful, more discerning choices. So it's great when you need the courage to say no and taking that decisive action, that aligned action. So unblocking and activating this point brings the energy of a new day, the sunrise, a day of endless possibilities which flow effortlessly from one action to the next. So it empowers clarity of vision, releasing dysfunctional emotions that blind us from seeing our essential self and living our vision. Ah, what a beautiful pair of points to work with this month. One is the releasing and calming the mind. The other one is supporting you to really follow through and have that clarity of your vision. So I invite you to use these even when you don't need them. It can be a really nice way to go to sleep with this one, or start your day, especially if you know that you've got a day of action oriented or lots of decisions or collaborating with people or difficult conversations to have. These points can be really supportive. And just remembering, I guess, that your no can be a really powerful choice. When it doesn't feel aligned, to really honor that no. Not from here, but to honor the body when it says no. So that expansiveness, that openness will guide you towards what feels right. That contraction or moving away from is a definite no. And I really invite you to honor that this month in all the opportunities that this Aries energy is going to give you to say yes to things, to really just trust yourself and be discerning that you're being called to something incredibly great. And I really support you and give so many blessings that you put your energy into that so that the world can experience that from you.